Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. You see I got the big boy coat on because it is cold in my man cave. I'm in the garage. It is half insulated. Right now we got snow coming down, freezing rain expected later. So yeah, it is cold outside. And when it is cold outside, it is cold in here. So this is going to be one chilly experience, but I'm cool with it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right here for the team on my Project 13. We're going to look at these 5 killer sweet devices that I have in front of me, in front of you. And we're going to talk a little bit about them, you know, as far as individually and comparison to each other. And we're going to go over some important areas that I think is important. Hardware, software, call quality, messaging, battery performance, cameras, display, and speakers. But let you know what each device is to start off this video. We got the OnePlus3t, the newest member of my smartphone catalog, which is GSM unlocked. The ZTEAxon7, GSM unlocked. They got the LePro3, GSM unlocked. The SonyXA Ultra, GSM unlocked. And the Verizon MotoZPlay, which is unlocked for me to use on T-Mobile. Right now, I am using the OnePlus3t as my daily driver. It's the latest device to bring in here for my Project 13. And yeah, that's what I'm sporting right now. Well, I always have another device in my other pocket, but I'll show you what I have in my other pocket. Yeah, I got the bad boy, the big boy, the Nexus 6 by Motorola. Always carry 2 devices, sometimes 3 depending on what I'm doing. I have all the brightness on these displays all equally the same to each other. If you can see that, but they're all the same. And they all have the same wallpaper. Oops. So all the same wallpaper. I'm going to turn off the lights really quickly, and we're just going to jump to the display really quick. That was not going to be my number 1 area to cover, but we're going to do that really quick since I can just turn off the lights. And okay, so I don't know by just looking at that right there if that shows you the quality of these displays as far as where the brightness is at with the wallpaper. Now let me go over what type of displays these are. I'm going to turn off my computer TV monitor. So just look as close as possible to each of these devices. I know it's hard for you to see what I'm seeing from here. I'll tell you right now, the Moto Z with the Super AMOLED display looks a little bit brighter to me than the OnePlus3t, then the LeEco, Sony, and the ZTE. Okay, so we have a 1080p optic AMOLED display, which is basically Super AMOLED, on the OnePlus3t. You have a 1440 by 2560 Super AMOLED display on the ZTEAxon7. You have a 1080p IPS LCD display on the LePro3, again 1080p. The SonyXA Ultra 1080p IPS LCD display. The MotoZPlay has a Super AMOLED display at 1080p. But it is popping out a lot more. I think it's that Super AMOLED that's really helping it as far as how vivid and sharp and crisp this display is. None of these displays are negatives in any way, shape, or form. They're all beautiful. They really are all beautiful. I've watched YouTube videos, I've watched my movies, I do a lot of web, and everything on these devices when it comes to these displays are just gorgeous. They're beautiful. I have no complaints whatsoever. These comparisons are going to always show you a little difference between each device, but when I'm using these devices, I'm totally satisfied. The OnePlus3t is 5.5 inches. ZTEAxon7 5.5, the LePro3 5.5, 6 inches on the SonyXA Ultra, and you got 5.5 on the MotoZPlay. Okay, so a lot of information there. That's just covering the display, but you be the judge. Just from this video, from what you're seeing, again, you can't go wrong with either one of these devices. Totally stoked as far as what they each give me when it comes to my media experience in my viewing. And all the colors are beautiful. You know, I don't think any of these devices lack any sort of sharpness or vividness or crispness. It's all there for my viewing experience, and it is totally satisfied. I want to go to call quality and messaging, and then I'm going to start stacking these devices according to how I see them perform when it comes to call quality and messaging. Okay, so if they're all stacked in one pile, that means they're all the same. Okay. This means when it comes to call quality and messaging, that the Sony, the OnePlus, the LeEcho, the ZTE are all 100% efficient with me here where I live with T-Mobile. Again, T-Mobile's not the best carrier out there. I know that. I've gotten some argument from some of you because of that, because I guess I made it sound as though T-Mobile. No, they're not. It's just where I live. They work great for me. And with these 4 devices, it is 100% A+ with call quality messaging. Why is the MotoZPlay over here? Well, because it's only 99.9. It has to be over here. Because when I go into my meat freezer at work, I lose service. It's the only spot in town, whether I'm in a restaurant, whether I'm in a bathroom, whether I'm in my house, somebody else's house, any stores out, anywhere, driving around, it's worked perfect except for that darn meat freezer room. So that's 99.9. So instead of an A+, it gets an A. That's why it's over here. Is that a big deal? Is that a deal breaker? No. But this is how I want to show you how these devices are doing, if that makes any sense, okay? So now that I've done that, we're going to go ahead and bring these devices back. I'm going to have to turn this device on. There we go. And we'll line these devices back up. And they're out of order. Look what I just did. I got everybody thinking they're out of order. Oh well, that's okay. Battery life. Battery life on these devices. The 3T right here, the OnePlus, has a 3400 milliamp battery. The Sony XA Ultra has the lowest at 2700 milliamps. The MotoZPlay has the 3150 milliamp battery. The ZTEAxon7 has a 3250 milliamp battery, and the LePro3 has a 4070, which is the highest of all of these devices. But here is where it doesn't make sense, but it does. If you do your homework and you're really into tech and you study what all goes into the variables of these devices and how they're ran, whether they're stock or whether they have a skin over the top of the latest software, and what you're doing, what you're not doing, what you're using is, then there's many variables to go into why a big battery like a 4070 milliamp battery may not be as efficient to the MotoZPlay at 3150. Okay, there's so many. I could spend the next hour talking about that. But remember, depending on who your carrier is, how your device struggles to receive connectivity, whether it does or doesn't, whether you're a gamer, whether you just listen to music, whether you just web browse, whether you're just in social media, whether it's the display, whether it's the performance, how many gigs of RAM you have in your device. There's so much that goes into that. But I'm going to tell you right now, this device right here, the MotoZPlay, takes the cake when it comes to battery life. Okay, so then which would be the next one? I'm going to put them in order. Okay, right now I'm going to shuffle these around. Got my display turned around there. My hands aren't freezing yet. So the number one device in this pile of devices as far as battery life is the MotoZPlay, then the LePro3, the ZTEAxon7, the OnePlus3t to me are tied, and then the 2700 milliamp SonyXA Ultra. Yeah, that is a very little battery, but this device will surprise you in what it can do in many other areas, even though that's probably the biggest negative with this device. But because it has so many great qualities, I'm willing to keep this device around and charge this device up at least once a day. I can do that. I can sacrifice once a day because it has so many killer qualities to give you, the user, as far as if you're considering bringing this device in, or you have it, and you can leave some feedback down below on what you think about this device. But I'm telling you, man, and it's only been a few times that I've actually had to plug it in and get that extra battery juice to make it through the day. But it is one sweet device. I think it's one of those sleeper devices, and you should really consider it. The one thing I didn't mention is why I picked all these devices, and the reason why is because they all fall within the $400 price point, give or take. The OnePlus3t was $439. Okay, the MotoZPlay 408, I got it for $387. So yeah, I am sort of disregarding the sale prices because when all these devices first came out, there was one set price, and that's what mainly that was why I picked these devices. The LePro3 $399, even though there was that $100 coupon that brought it down to $299, but originally $399. The ZTEAxon7 $399. The SonyXA Ultra was $379, if I'm correct. Okay, so yeah, they're give or take right around that $400 price point area. But yeah, the MotoZPlay is definitely battery king. It really is. I mean, you can get 7 to 9 hours of battery life, and what I do, that's extremely serious battery life. The LePro3, you're getting up to, 6-7 hours. The ZTEAxon7, the OnePlus3t, you're getting 5 to 7 depending on what you're doing. And then the SonyXA Ultra, yeah, you're gonna stretch it when you're hitting 4.5. But again, if you need to plug it in for a half hour, you'll make it through the day just fine. And I'm giving you a roundabout number when it comes to battery life. I'm a little more thorough in the other videos that I have made with these devices as far as battery life. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head really quick, and I'm kind of giving you that sort of give or take roundabout number. But regardless, the MotoZPlay is the definite winner when it comes to battery life. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to get into performance. The MotoZPlay has 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage. The memory is expandable up to 256 gigs. You got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625, if I'm correct, man. I'm going blind on this. If not, I'll leave a little, I'll edit in a little message there and change that up, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. But it's a performer. It's a performer, and with the latest and greatest, whether it's the 820 or the 821 with these devices, 625 is pretty darn awesome when it comes to performance on the MotoZPlay. So yeah, totally stoked with that. And on the LePro3, we got now I gotta remember all 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage. It's this device right here with no expandable memory, but it's got the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 821, and I'll tell you, that is one smooth, feathery, silky performer. It really, really is, and that's just something that you're going to have to trust me in, because a lot of people are really digging this device, but some of you aren't because of the UI, and you're disregarding a lot of what, and this is all my opinion, so don't judge me on my opinion. But I think we're really pushing it aside because of the UI. But it is a performer. It hangs in there just as good as the Google Pixel or the OnePlus3t when it comes to performance. It does. But we want to toss it aside because of a UI? No, don't do that. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. I'm telling you, man, that's just an awesome, awesome device. On the ZTEAxon7, you got 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage, micro SD card, expandable memory up to 256 gigs. Qualcomm Snapdragon, what? 820. Not the latest and greatest, but it is also a performer, and it is very smooth. And you got your SonyXA Ultra, which has a octa-core MediaTek Helio P10 NT6755 processor with 3 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage, and that is expandable up to 256 gigs. So loving the SD card. I can live without it with 64 gigs on these devices if that's what they come in with, no SD card slot. But yeah, I mean, sure, I'd rather have it, but if it's not, it's doable. I'm even learning to do without the headphone jack on the LePro3. It's doable. It really is. At first, you're kind of like, whether I'd rather have it, yes, but it's fine. It's doable. The OnePlus3t, 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage, and you got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 821. You cannot expand on the memory there. So another performer as well. So how would I line these up when it comes to performance? Woo! Told you this was going to be a long video. I'm going to start off with, this may surprise you a little bit. And just because the Sony is down in last place does not mean that it's not a performer. It performs really well, but you do got a lot more going on over here with these other devices. You do. But individually, you're not, if you're the average Joe, if you're the average Mary, whatever, you're not going to know that much of a difference. This is the device to be considered. You can now buy this device in the mid 200 and something dollars now. I got it for under $3, originally priced at $380. If you can find this price around $250, give or take, boom, this is a Christmas gift to yourself. It really is. The OP3T, the LePro, they are so darn close. On paper, in tests, the OP3T by this much. But even for us techies, I'm still new in the techie world, you ain't gonna know the difference. The only thing that's gonna throw you off is that LePro3 UI. Okay? That skin. No big deal. Then the ZTEAxon7, then the MotoZPlay, and there you go, the SonyXA Ultra. Okay, speakers. I'm not here to do sound tests. You guys want to see sound tests? I have videos, man. I blow up on videos when I bring devices in. You want to see pictures, videos, sound tests? Yeah, go check out those videos, man. Check them out. But I'm going to tell you which device I think has the best speaker. Let's do this. Let's shuffle these puppies around. The ZTEAxon7. I'm going to go with the LePro3 because that's got 2 speakers right down at the bottom right hand corner there, and that earpiece that doubles up as a speaker. And then I'm going to go with the OP3T, the MotoZPlay, and the SonyXA Ultra. Actually, I'm going to do this. Ha! Tricked ya! Yep. Single speaker, single speaker, single speaker. Front dual, well, right here and right here for the LePro. Front on the ZT. Bam! King. Speaker device right there. Last place, but not bad, the MotoZPlay. OP3T, yeah, not bad at all. Very, very nice single speaker. But the SonyXA Ultra kills that single speaker on this device. Just kills it. Just kills it. Now, I just almost want to do a test on that, but I don't even have my other player. But you're going to have to trust me because I'll do a separate video on these two devices when it comes to that. How's that? So you can check out another video. Yeah, what do you think of that, huh? Okay, camera. Bam, bam, bam. There's all the cameras. Which one takes the better pictures? Woo! That is a close one. This is my opinion, everybody. Yeah. If you've not had the Sony XA Ultra, then you're missing something when it comes to video and pics. You're missing a lot. How would I do the next one? In my opinion, there we go. The MotoZPlay is definitely not last by any means in the real world for the average consumer. Beautiful pictures, beautiful video, can't go wrong, they're gorgeous. But when I'm comparing it against these devices, the Sony XA Ultra has a if I can remember correctly, a 21.5 megapixel camera on the back. It's got a 16 megapixel camera on the front with optical image stabilization on the front of this puppy. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Phase auto detection. It has no OIS on the back. ZTEAxon7 has OIS. It's got a 20 megapixel camera on the back, 8 megapixel camera on the front, and then you have the LePro3, which has a 16 megapixel camera on the back, 8 megapixel on the front, no optical image stabilization, phase auto detection, yeah, wonderful. All these devices do so well individually for what they are, but I have to tell you, in my opinion, again, this is all based on my opinion, where I think these are going to fit is who's first and who's last. But that you got it again. Last sounds so bad, but it really isn't last. You got the OP3T with 16 megapixel on the front and the back. It does have optical image stabilization and phase auto detection as well. The MotoZPlay has a 16 megapixel on the back, 5 megapixel on the front, no OIS, but does have phase auto detection. We're going to get out of there. Again, the Sony XA Ultra, it just, to me, is one killer device. I'm going to turn these around so you can see not just the aesthetic beautiness of some of these devices, but you got your camera, your single flash camera, your single flash there, your dual, of course your cameras and your flash here and your camera there. But the sexiest device out of, I'm going to just throw this in here right now, the sexiest device right now, even though I really rather have metal, is the MotoZPlay. That's got to be pretty darn sexy. And then I'm not going to disregard the new OP3T here as far as this gunmetal body, but I got to go next under the MotoZPlay as far as sexiness, aesthetics, then the LeEcho, then the ZTEAxon7 by that much over the OnePlus3t, and then yeah, plain Jane over here, the Sony XA Ultra. But in camera, yeah, maybe that's a surprise to a lot of you, but this is the definite winner in my book. If you've not had this device, then you don't know. Bring it in, test it out, check out my videos, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Already talked about the displays at the beginning of the video. You basically saw that the brightness, they were all about the same, pretty darn close. And now I got them all there again, and you can check that out as far as what is the better displays. We talked about a lot here, man. We talked about a lot. You can see the aesthetic look of these displays right here as far as what the front part of the device is going to give you. You saw the back. These are all sexy. Yeah, the plainest one is the SonyXA Ultra, but yeah, that MotoZPlay, man, that's pretty darn sexy. You know what? I'm very blessed to have all these devices. They're all great. But I'm going to throw something into this video that will surprise you. But I got to go grab it really quick. And I'm still here, talking a little bit loud. You can hear me. Somebody asked me the other day if I was just your average consumer, your average Joe that needed a device for 2 years, which device would it be? And if I wasn't a reviewer and I wasn't on this journey with all of you, which device would it be that I probably would have purchased about a year ago if I wasn't doing this on YouTube, if I wasn't doing my Project 13? Which device would I have out of all my devices, or any device out there right now? There it is. There it is. Man, it is cold out here. Yeah, the Huawei Nexus 6P. And I'm probably sporting this in my other pocket. I know a lot of you are like, are you kidding me? Yeah, no. I'm really all about stock Android. I love skins. I love other devices. I love different OEMs. I love different. That's why I'm in love with the LePro3. It's fascinating to me, and I'm digging it. But at the end of the day, I love Nexus, I love stock. That's the one device I would have. If I could have a second one in pocket, it would be this one. And if it was time to upgrade and I was saving money, which device would I pick out of these? I'd want something that had the latest and greatest. So I would probably go, and this is going to surprise some of you, and I wanted to save money because I'm about saving money. I'm about really watching my finances, and I'm about different. I'm about crossing the line, doing something different. I'm taking the LePro3. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect in every area, and the UI is like, to a lot of you, like, what? And please don't give this video a thumbs down because of that. That's my personal preference. It's just a choice. All of these are super close, but for $299 with the latest and greatest Qualcomm Snapdragon 821, decent cameras, decent speakers, awesome performance, quality battery life, quality build, everything. It's all there for $299. Are you kidding me? Why would I pass that up? Then I would have other money put aside to be able to upgrade even sooner and then pick out one of these other devices. Don't disregard any of these devices. They're all great individually. Okay, look at this as a regular consumer, not so much as a techie, and then you'll understand why I'm being so honest and clear about how I see all this. Thanks for watching. Until my next video. Peace. I'm out. God bless. Stay warm. Cold.